There is a YouTuber who got paid to promote a Discord server that was run by predators. This is very clearly a serious problem, and considering my sort of expertise on the dark side of Discord, I want to weigh in on the situation and explain how egregious this whole thing is, and how this is not a case of I had no idea, you know, negligence. This is a case of downright malice, and I'm also going to explain how this isn't going to be the only time this happens. In fact, it's already happening with other channels. Now, I just want to make it clear, do not participate in any harassment towards Snunt. His fate is sealed. You as a viewer do not need to participate in this. So just to get everyone caught up to speed, we're talking about a YouTuber named Snunt. Now, Snunt makes videos about a lot of weird stuff. He meets his online Roblox friends. He'll go on Roblox and try to FaceTime girls on it, but Snunt also tries to do expose content. He has a video called "Two Female Predators Cried After Being Caught." He's trying to be a person of child safety, someone you should look up to for trying to keep kids safe. But Snunt made a video called "Why This E-Girl Gooned in Front of 2,000 People on Discord," and it was exposing a bad Discord server. And this video was talking about a Discord server that would have Discord stages where people are doing the naughty. The problem with this server, though, is that the people on those stages that are doing this adult content are not over 18. And just to give you some needed context, the people that are on those stages, they're usually doing it for one of three reasons. One of them could just be money. The people that are paying for this stuff are usually cyber criminals that either scam people or steal money in some sort of aspect, so they have a lot of money floating around. But the second reason why these people might be on stage is because they were extorted into doing it. In a lot of these servers, there's underage e-dating. They might send a couple of explicit photos, and it turns out the dude is not a 16-year-old. It's actually a 20-year-old, and they're going to send those photos to your friends and family unless you do X, Y, and Z, which usually involves you going on stage. So a lot of these people are doing it not because they want to, but because they're being forced to. And the third group of people, which are a little bit more rare, are just strange teenagers who like the attention. And throughout this video by Snunt, he's going through and participating in these stages, and he's kind of making this spectacle about it.
This girl is currently showing her butt for 2,000 people in a Discord stage, in a server where they host e-sex events where over 2,000 men will sit there and watch two people have e-sex. No, I'm not trolling.
And there was a rumor that Snunt got paid to promote that Discord server. Very, very, very clear conflict of interest coming from a YouTuber who's meant to expose predators while being paid by predators. Now, Schlepp caught wind of this allegation and decided to interview Snunt talking about this allegation that he got paid to promote the server.
And I saw that you were paid to, you said it wasn't advertised, but it was just to show the server. So which video was that in particular?
Why this e-girl gooned in front of 2,000 people on Discord.
How much did they pay you for that?
I think it was 600 or 500.
So he is admitted to taking a sponsorship so that this Discord server gets promoted to Snunt's audience, which, by the way, if they're watching a video called "Meeting My Online Friends IRL for the First Time" and it's talking about Roblox, your audience is filled with teenagers. You're promoting this to teenagers so that more people join the server and either participate in this or become the next victim on stage. It is disgusting. Now, to show you how bad of a problem this is, I know that this server is a predator server because I know, like, that is my job to know a lot about Discord. But let's assume Snunt had no idea. And the reason why I want to take this perspective is because as I reveal more information, you'll realize that maybe Snunt wasn't an idiot, and instead this is a case of downright malice, selling your teenage viewers to predators just for a little bit of extra money. But my first question is, why would you even promote a Discord server that is doing these VCs in the first place?
It was just something where I needed money at the time. $600 is a lot.
This dude took $500 to promote a Discord server with predators because money is tight. Yeah, there's no way. In fact, there's a video by Guamgo who goes a little bit more in detail about the video itself that Snunt made, but he got a leaked recording of a call between the people who own the Discord Predator server and Snunt himself discussing the sponsorship.
I could do a segment, but it's kind of hard to do that because like what you guys do in your server, that would like, I don't know, that would just badly affect my reputation if I was like associated with like events. I don't want to like promote y'all server and y'all immediately do like a event or like just girls say or something. Like I don't want that tied to my name. So what if it was something like more discreet where like maybe I just don't fully just hide the server.
You can already see from the guilt that this dude doesn't want to be sponsored by a Discord server that has people shaking it. He wants it to be more discreet, which if you actually watch the video, there was no disclosure that it was a sponsorship, that he was compensated in any way. You want to know why every single YouTuber has this video is sponsored by and there's big text on the screen? It's because you have to. You legally have to.
So what if it was something like more discreet?
But things get even worse. On my Discord server, on April 24th, I got a video suggestion ticket by someone named Snunt. Now, this is Snunt. You click on his profile, you scroll down, it has the YouTube connection. You can click on it, it goes to his YouTube channel. This is his Discord account. And he reached out to me to talk about a Discord server that hosts events. I'm just going to summarize everything I know currently. So this is what he knows on April 24th, and his video came out on the 26th. And what he told me is that he is a YouTuber and he joined the server that hosts events, where they get 2 or more people to join a stage and in front of everyone. But they do other weird things, like drag autistic men up there and verbally abuse or manipulate them, and making minors do weird things, alleged. And it's basically just a freak party. Before this dude's video came out, he already told me in writing that the server was making minors do weird things, alleged. Spoiler alert, if you just search up the number 16 on the server, you can find someone who says, I'm 16, and then an hour later, they are on the stage. If you spent 2 minutes actually doing any sort of due diligence, it's clear that minors are doing weird things. In fact, most people in that server know the people on stage are not over 18. That is the whole point of the server, the advertising, the appeal of the server. It's like if this dude flew to Epstein's Island and he's like, oh my gosh, I didn't know there was kids on there. It's like that was the whole point of the island. This is not a case of negligence or alleged. This is a case of completely ignoring the facts that are laid out in front of you and pretending they don't exist. And just to give you some context,
you guys support what your community does with the, extortions and just, I don't know, it's just a lot of shit goes on in your server.
Hell yeah, extort every day.
How do you guys?
17.
Do you guys ever feel bad that you guys are indirectly responsible for a bunch of just young girls, minors, but you guys are minors too, but a bunch of just young women, being taken advantage of?
So that goes to show how egregious this problem is. He is well aware of this problem, and he took that $500 anyways. It is actually disgusting. And why did this dude even reach out to me? In terms of the Guamgo video where he was talking about being sponsored, it turns out that that phone call, the VC of Snunt talking about being sponsored, happened on April 21st, 2025. At the time that he's telling me this, he has already been sponsored by the server. So what is the goal of him reaching out? It's a rhetorical question. The answer is really simple. He's telling me about this server because he's being paid to promote it. And here's the biggest problem, right? I want to go back to Schlepp's interview for a second.
They wanted it to be as controversial as possible because they just like attention.
But this is the #1 rule about every single bad Discord server. They want that exposure. There are more occasions than I can count where the owner of the Discord server or an admin or a staff member will report and snitch their own servers to me. They'll try to disguise it as, oh, I'm trying to infiltrate this server and I'm trying to expose them for you, NTTS. And then I stalk them. I figure out, oh, how long have you been in the server for? And it turns out they've been doing this for 4 years. They're just trying to get a video made on their server so that those viewers join and they become the next victims, or they become the next people that find autistic men to verbally abuse or manipulate, or teenagers that have mental health problems to again abuse and manipulate. It is the constant cycle. These guys are just being thrown into the meat grinder, and this dude is being paid to do it and is trying to keep it discreet.
So what if it was something more discreet?
But this Snunt situation of promoting these bad Discord servers is just the tip of the iceberg, and things are going to get much worse because I have seen YouTube channels made by the predators. They're making these super edgy YouTube videos that are edited to have edgy and crazy transition edits every 10 seconds. It is literally edited for a 13-year-old's attention span. And why? Because they want 13-year-olds to join the Discord server. It is that bad. They just want videos made paid on them. So what do I do instead? I get people to send that to law enforcement, because the problem is that these servers have been banned multiple times. They always come back. They just make a new Discord server. They make a new Discord account. A YouTube video isn't going to fix the problem. Law enforcement are the ones that have to fix the problem. But try not to look out for this stuff. Like, try not to seek it. But if you find yourself in a bad situation and you end up on one of these servers, or you're a victim, please talk to local law enforcement and also make an NCMEC report, including Discord user IDs, server IDs, and message links. Now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, there's still more stuff to go through, because as I was editing this video, Snunt released a response video called Explaining the Drama.
No matter how poor I was, I shouldn't have did this. But I don't appreciate the lies that are being told about the situation. But what I did was still bad, and I apologize. And what the server was is being stretched to its absolute limits to make me seem as bad of a guy as possible.
All right, gamers, he's sorry. He has piano music in the background. We can wrap it up. Just kidding. But he does point out that everything about this Discord server has been pushed to its extremes to make it seem like a big drama situation. And he says that this was just a server to promote 18+ Twitter girls. No, it was not.
Do you guys ever feel bad that like you guys are like indirectly responsible for like a bunch of just young girls, you know, minors, but you guys are minors too, but like a bunch of just young women, you know, being taken advantage of?
This is complete fucking bullshit.
I was in a very desperate position where I needed money, but that doesn't justify it. That's just a reason for it. And I can go in depth about it, but really none of that matters. They came to me while I was already making a video about calm, offered me money, and I took it.
Boys, we now know why he did it. He was making a video on the server anyways. You might as well take the $500, right? No, it's in your own video, your initial video, that there might be minors on it. At no point it should cross your mind to take a sponsorship in any sort of capacity. And he's saying stuff like money was tight and he was spending a lot due to necessity. I don't know this dude's situation, so I can't say with confidence, but you cannot be a full-time YouTuber when you're making $1,200 a month. That's completely fucking ridiculous. And he's 19. You need to understand reality that you need to have a fucking job. But where things get even worse is my name gets thrown into the mix.
The video took heavy inspiration from no text-to-speech and how he handles exposing Discord servers.
I assumed this was the case, and something that a lot of people don't realize is that with those videos, weeks before I even make the video, I ask questions to myself like, will making a video on this make the problem better or worse? Will my audience join these Discord servers? How do I reduce the chances of that? Which, just to show you, I am not a perfect human being. I should have censored the server name in this video. But the biggest question that I have is that if I make a video about a Discord server that is clearly doing something illegal, will people delete evidence which can be used by law enforcement to put these people in jail? Because again, if you're a predator on Discord and you get your Discord account banned, you can always make another account. It's always best that these people go to jail.
But this server has been described as a child extortion ring, and that the server was banned for yada yada yada.
It's not, and it was never banned. That is a complete fucking lie. That is actually a lie. Why are you lying to your audience?
Do you know if Discord took down that server?
Yeah, they took it down. Every single person in the server had like this thing where their accounts got limited. So even if you was just in the server idly, your account got limited. After it got banned, I would say a day or two after my video because it got mass reported.
And newsflash, I have been monitoring this. It has been banned. This is a complete lie.
But the main accusation I've gotten from this is me recording content, which is completely false because that is a federal crime. But I mentioned in my own video that one of the people who were dragged onto the stage was rumored to be sick.
If you are unsure as a content creator that, hey, these people might be kids, you shouldn't even risk it in the first place recording it. But also, if these people are allegedly kids, you shouldn't even take a sponsorship from it either.
How do you guys?
17.
Like, this is fucking crazy to me.
It's kind of obvious that he started saying things for the pure shock of it. Me talking about the server for money is a mistake, and I do apologize for it.
Hold on. What the fuck? I don't even know why I'm wasting my time going through the rest of this when he is just willingly lying right to your face in Mr. Beast font saying this server has no ties to illegal content.
You guys support what your community does with the, you know, extortions and just, I don't know, it's just a lot of shit that goes on in your server.
Hell yeah, extort every day.
This server does have illegal content. I have had to educate people on how to report it to law enforcement.
I want to talk about my mental health, but I don't want people to feel like I'm victimizing myself, so I won't get into much detail.
What's up, guys? It's Allier. Today we're going to watch a 19-year-old man who took $500 from pedophiles get sad and talk about his mental health problems. Now let's crack into it.
And just because I have mental health issues doesn't mean that you should pity me. It's my fault for not progressing enough and putting in more work into my mental health. If my last that attempt worked, I would have been dead in February. But instead of letting my depression get to me, I've instead built up this beautiful community of people. And it doesn't matter to me how much harassment I get because I love my community so much. And if you forgive me for my mistakes, then it's me and you. I won't be lonely because I have you. I may never know your name, I may never know your face, we may never talk, but you just liking my videos and watching them, it means so much to me.
If it isn't clear, the whole point of this section is just for him to like try and make you feel bad or try to harness this parasocial relationship. And this is coming from the dude that has lied to you throughout most of this video. It's not illegal, guys. It hasn't been banned. Like, shut the f up. This is so disgusting. I'm genuinely disgusted because being a good YouTuber that isn't a piece of shit is really fucking easy. The easiest part about my job is not taking a sponsorship from a Discord predator server. The only sponsorships where I feel a little conflicted about is if they're funny. Like a turkey hair clinic is like, we want to do a hair transplant on you. But at the same time, I don't think any of you guys would probably want to go to that clinic. It doesn't have good reviews. But it would be funny. It'd be a hilarious video. But Snunt will forever be known to me as the YouTuber that completely ruined his career and put all of his viewers at risk of being victims of Discord predators by taking a $500 sponsorship. You betrayed your audience and their own safety for $500. That is disgusting.